I'm today here with you guys to share my experience and also about to give some insights about emotional intelligence and why only emotional intelligence. So I have two other expertise, but the first and foremost thing which attracted me so much was emotional intelligence because it also one of the reasons was in my experience, in my life experience, whatever I have been facing, so many things I have gone through, some deep down emotions and up higher emotions and also the deep down emotions in my life. And then now when I added up meditation and spiritual practices, it gave me certain answers where I have worked on it. And now I am into a, I can proudly say that I am very much aware about my emotions. So normally what people think about emotionally becoming emotionally intelligent means, I used to think this. I don't know what people think now, but what I used to think before, emotional intelligence means not being so expressive in emotions, because when you get sadness holding up, that's what I thought. Emotional intelligence is not, if you get you don't get any sadness, or you don't get any anger, or you don't get any fear. I used to think like that, but that's not exactly what emotional intelligence means. So emotional intelligence means understanding your own emotions and why that emotions are existing in our in our creation, and why a certain part of emotion is dominant for us, and what is the message behind it. When you understand the bigger picture, when you understand why that emotion is there and why that is being triggering you quite long time, and what is that learning that you have to learn beyond that emotion, when you understand that, you will become intelligent. When do we say that you are intelligent? Let's say, for example, any topic, if you take, if you know about it much more, then you will say you are intelligent in that area, right? So emotionally intelligent means when you understand your emotions deep down, like why that emotion is there, and what is the message that emotion is giving, and what is the learning behind that emotion. And when you learn that lessons, how your emotion will come to your control is what emotional intelligence means. It's not like controlling your emotions, I can say channelizing it in a very proper way is what emotional intelligence means. So now you can question me like, you don't have any emotions? Yeah, definitely I have all the emotions. I cry when I'm sad. I shout when I get anger. I get disappointed sometimes. I feel fear. Everything is there in me. But I am also aware of why it is happening to me. And I can quickly fix it. So that's all about emotional intelligence. So, firstly, why emotional intelligence is important? Any random answers? I just wanted to make it interactive. So, any quite answers why emotional intelligence is important? We all know that emotions are, we are emotional beings, so that is why emotions are important. But how it is going to affect our daily life? Any some answers from you? Yeah, ma'am.
Affect,
Shabda, ma'am.
affects our health, majorly the health.
Wonderful. Major reason is that. Yes. And
and it ruin our everything, because emotionally, once we trap in the emotion, and our mind will not work, and we're just focusing and continuous thinking about that, and it
exactly.
impact our thinking pattern also.
True. So we go into a loop. We don't know how to come out of that loop, but we just randomly go into that loop, and we don't know how to come out. So that is wonderful answer. And there is one more answer from Priyadarshini. We carry the negativity as a person in our daily life. We carry the negativity as a person. Yeah. So something happens negative, but still we carry that in our daily life, and we repeat. Something has happened already, but still we live in the past. Affects our relationships. Wonderful. Affects our relationships. And also you go into a low self esteem sometimes when you're not being intelligent about your emotions. There is a chance that people might take your weak emotional state as an advantage, and also, they can drive you so emotionally down, and they can treat you so, you will become so self-worth. That's the major thing that will happen. So coming to this topic, this is you understood the importance of emotional intelligence, right? Now coming to the topic. So emotion, when I say emotion, you have to relate it with energy. What is emotion? Emotion is an energy. So in this entire creation, the beautiful thing that has happened to human race is emotions. Just imagine a person without emotion, any emotion, how it would be. It would be very weird, right? He or she looks like a machine. I think you might have seen Robo movie, Rajnikant's movie, how a machine works without emotions. That's how we all look like when there is no emotion. So emotion is such a divine creation that has happened. But what we do with that emotion is we don't know how to handle it, because we don't know why that is existing to us. What we do, we are very much comfortable with so-called positive emotions. What are positive emotions? Happiness, love, compassion, whatever it may be. So much excitement, all of these, happiness, and all of positive emotions, self-confidence, all of these you are comfortable with, so you no need to deal with these kind of things. But there are other set of emotions which are very much challenging for everyone, each one of us, which are so called negative emotion. We have labeled it. What are those negative emotions? Fear, anger, disappointment, stress. If you keep on saying that, there is a big list, right? Why we have labeled it as a so called negative emotion? Any quite guesses why we labeled it as a negative?
Because it is beyond our expectation. The things goes beyond our expectation, which we expect,
Okay.
but it didn't get it, and then it hurt
Okay.
us. That's the negative. I
Okay.
think one part of.
It drains
Okay.
our energy.
Exactly, Rajnigar. Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful. So since I said emotion means energy, so what happens in this so-called positive emotions is we are gaining energy there. So when you're so happy, when you give some work to do, you'll do it wonderfully. You'll do it with utmost wonderful energy. So when you are the same work, when you are being in sad or frustrated or in fear, can you handle it? No, you can't handle it, because already you are draining energy there. We all have certain amount of energy, right? So what happens in this so-called negative emotion is we are draining out energy. That is why we don't want it. We always, we force it to not to face it. We always try to skip from that emotion. So that is why we have labeled it as negative emotion. But the thing that we need to understand is, to become emotionally intelligent, you need to understand one very basic thing. You have to fix that in mind. What is that? No emotion is a bad emotion or a negative emotion. There is nothing like bad emotion. We see that as a bad. Why? Because we are losing energy there. It's okay, but that is not bad. First of all, the perception of seeing the emotion itself has to change. What we see when there is some depression or disappointment happening with us, what is happening? Some sadness is happening. You are going through some sad situations, you cry. That's okay. That's okay to cry. You don't need to feel bad about it, because that is a one of the emotion which is created in this nature. Sadness, yes, you're going through sadness. It's okay to feel it. Why we don't accept that? First of all, so much rejection is there within us for that particular any so-called negative emotions. We have always rejection for it. Why? Because we think that we have been, brought up with the kind of mindset that is something bad. you know we have a kind of social culturing conditioning. Okay, if you are a boy, you should not cry. Why are you crying? You are a boy, you should not cry, you should be very brave. you know this kind of conditioning is bringing out something which is very natural. Is we are losing that natural way of experiencing that emotion. If there is something sad to feel or disappointed to feel, it's okay, you feel it, you experience it, how it would be. First of all, when you are feeling sad itself, you don't want it. You will try to skip, you will stop that sadness. Again, after some time, again you will cry, you can't handle it. You will try to hold it. Why we try to hold it? Because others are seeing us, they will judge us. So this is one major thing that we are all suffering from. We wanted to be good in terms of others. We are not living for ourselves. So that is the reason why we always control our emotion, always control our emotion. If there is some situations where you wanted to express something, you don't express, you hold your emotion. When you are getting sadness, you don't cry, you hold it. Some people say that you are a master, you are a meditator, how can you cry? What is this? This is not at all a logic. You are human being first, you need to address that first. You will get sadness, you have fear, you have emotion, you have happiness. You can be going into any emotion. First of all, accept that emotion. First of all, why you are rejecting it? When you reject it, it'll the power of that emotion will get doubled. When you reject something, that comes on again and again, and that is why you're suffering in that emotion. When you first time, in the first instance itself, when you accept that emotion, completely experience it, you will get rid of that you know that energy drain, whatever is happening in that negative emotion. You will get rid of that energy drain, and you will become normal, you will come to a normal energy state. But what we do is we are controlling all the time, and we are postponing that energy drain to again multiple times. That's the reason why we are not emotionally intelligent. Emotionally intelligent person will not postpone his or her emotion. He will always experience it to the fullest. Why? Because he doesn't have any difference between bad and a good emotion. It's just an emotion. Experience it. Don't have bifurcation. When we say this guy is a good guy and this guy is a bad guy, we feel bad, right? In the same way, emotions also. Emotions are emotions. That's it. It's there for us to teach us something. There is some big lesson to learn behind it. We'll come to that. But before that, what we have to do, we should not reject it. When you reject it, how can you learn? You can't learn. First major thing is accept that emotion and understand and remember that there is no emotion which is a bad emotion. It can be whatever it may be. It is there for a reason. So first thing that you need to understand is accept your emotion as you are, right? And we all think that emotions are blockers, right? We all think that, right? So when I wanted to achieve something in my life, when I have a certain goal, I am achieving, I am trying hard every day to achieve it. There are certain emotions which is coming in between, and I'm feeling like those are blockers for me in life. I couldn't achieve that. We feel that, right? It may be anger, it may be fear, it may be disappointment, it may be guilt, it may be anxiety, whatever it may be. We feel that those things are blockers. Accept it. We all feel that, correct? So actually, when you address that in a very mindful way, when you address that particular emotion which you are considering it as blocker in a very mindful way, and when you question yourself, why why this is happening, why this is happening, you will get a wonderful answer. You will get for yourself. I'm telling you, you will get the answer. And when you understand that answer and when you implement that in your life, that would be a growth opportunity for you. And from there, your self growth will be next level. That's the reason why that emotion is coming to you. Emotion are not the blockers, they are the opportunities for your self growth. See, we all have different emotions, right? Whatever I feel, a particular emotion as a dominant emotion might not be a dominant emotion for Sujana, not be dominant emotion for Sharda, or it might not be a dominant emotion for Rajnikar. No, each one of us have different dominant emotions, right? Let's say, for example, for me, dominant emotion is fear. So why fear is coming to me all the time? Whenever I take up some task, I'm getting fearful. Why? Because when I start questioning why that fear is coming, and when I deep dig into that emotion, I'll find out a solution, where when I address that particular solution, then that will become my strength, and from there my fear will become my strength. So there I have overcome my that fear emotion, so called, what I was thinking that it was a blocker for me, whatever I was thinking that it is a negative emotion for me. When I deep dig inside it, and when I understood the cause why it is coming, then from there that emotion has become strength to me. Now there is no fear. Why? Because I have already figured out the solution. Now it is giving me so much self confidence that I can handle that situation much more better way. Got it? So I'll tell you one experience of mine. When I was studying in my college, I used to have this stage fear. Every student has the stage fear, and I was a very introvert guy. I was not much interactive in the class. So I was in the middle bench. I was not a last bench or a first bench. I was in the middle bench. So once, what happened, I was going in my college bus, and I was discussing with my friend who was sitting beside me, and he was telling something, and I was, by the time I was into meditation and spiritual practice, so that I had some solutions to discuss with him. I was discussing with him, and in the backside of the seat, there was one trainer, or one of our trainers from the college, soft skill trainer. So he was sitting and he was listening all the conversation. I didn't know that. And the next day, not immediate day, but after a few days, when he came to our class, he was teaching something, and suddenly he asked me to come onto the dash. And I was literally fearful. I didn't know why he's calling. Randomly, he called me, and I went there. I didn't even came onto the dais. I was still standing behind, and I was asking him. He was on the dais. He called me to come onto the dais. Why I was standing there? Come. I was into fear. I never faced people on the dais and seeing all of them. I didn't know. I know to speak one to one, but I was very fearful to speak, to come onto the dais and speak to the public. And when he forcefully made me to come onto the dais, and he addressed me to look at everyone, just introduce yourself. I was, my legs were trembling with fear. I was just, taking so much breath. I was stammering. Okay, I'm Nikhil. I'm third year engineering. Everyone knows me, right? Especially what I will introduce myself. I didn't know what to speak. He literally made me speak again. He asked me to speak again. Very rarely we'll get that kind of trainers. So he identified some potential in me. He wanted to come out of fear so that I would be a great trainer or a teacher. Some potential he has seen in me, but he wanted to come out of that fear. He made me speak again. I spoke again, and three times, four times he made me to speak. And now he looked at me and he asked me, how are you feeling now? And I said, nervous. Okay, he clapped me and he asked me to go and sit. I went and sat there. And after some time of explanation, he was teaching something, and again he called me. After some 5-10 minutes, again he called me, please come. And for the second time, I directly came onto the dais. I was not waiting down the dais. I directly came onto the dais, and he asked me, why did you climb onto the dais? He literally asked me, why did you come onto the dais? First time when I called you, you were there. Now why you climbed up? Okay, somehow you came onto the dais. Now you introduce yourself again. I was like, why he's asking again? Now for the fifth time I'm doing it, right? I did it with utmost confidence, and I felt like, okay, Now again he asked me, how are you feeling now? I said, I am feeling much more better. He asked me, if I want to call you again, will you come? Yes. I said yes. Because I started facing that fear. What happened in this 4 to 5 times was he wanted me to face that again and again and again and again, so that it will become very normal. So that fear emotion has become normal for me. And now today, that was my starting point. And now today, this has become my profession. I'm a trainer now. I'm facing hundreds of people today. So this has become my strength. So-called fear, which was a blocking emotion for me, I thought that it is a blocker, and now it has become my strength. And I still remember that instant because that was my starting days. And then slowly I started facing people, and then I was a member of the college committee where I used to handle so many things. I used to come onto the dais. I used to organize events and all those things I used to do, and even my friends were so amazed. And then I participated in college dances, and all of things happened just after that facing of that fear. If I would have not faced the day, I don't know what I would have been till today. Maybe I would have not been in front of you guys, meeting so many wonderful people, learning from them. It would have not been my day. I would have been doing something else, sitting corner. No one knows who is Nikhil. Today, hundreds of people are there whom I know who are ready to listen to me. It's only because that day I faced it. So, any emotion, what we normally do is we try to skip it. We try to escape from that situation so that we don't like that emotion, to experience that emotion. If something happens in our everyday life, if some sad situation happens, I used to do this. I don't know, even after doing all this meditation, still I was, everything as an experience, right? We all learn as an experience. Once I started making research in this emotional intelligence, I addressed what all the mistakes I have been doing. And one thing which I used to do is, whenever there is a situation where I get some anger or some sadness, I used to immediately go and sit into meditation. You know, many of us, I think we would do this. Whoever is into meditation, what we do, uh, just when some emotion comes, we'll come and sit into meditation, so that we think that we are normalizing things, but no, we are escaping from that situation. When you are getting anger, express it, express it. And when you are not expressing in a right way, you will learn how to express in a right way. You will do mistake, and then next time you will express, you will learn how to express it. If you are not facing that, coming and sitting into meditation, it's an escape. I used to do that escape. I used to use meditation as an escape. What happened in meditation, if I come and sit, most of the times I can't do meditation because something is running bad in my mind. How can I do meditation? Sometimes I go fine because it shows me some kind of relaxation. So sometimes I'm calm, peace, and then I'll get up and I'll go. What about that emotion? Did I work on it? No. Again, the same situation, if it repeats, I'll do the same thing. Till when? So the major thing that you need to do is first face it. We all do the same mistake. We try to skip, or skip that or escape from that situation. So there are three things that we need to do. We'll takeaways from this session. Okay, the first thing is, never escape from the emotional situation. Try to face it. It will be hard, it might be hard, it's okay. It's okay, face it. It may be fear, it may be anger, it may be disappointment, it may be guilt, whatever it may be. And for every emotion there is a message. So if I take a workshop, a complete 2 days workshop, I can even go deeper into this, and I can explain you each emotion will have a particular message where we have to work on. A message will be common, and you have to work on that. So I can discuss that also. Since it's a limited time, I couldn't go into deep into that. But to do thing is, first thing, don't escape from that, face it. Second thing, Very, very basic thing is, first of all, how we see ourselves is very important. You know, uh, we don't completely accept ourselves, what we are. This I have observed very, very, so many number of times. I thought that I'm accepting myself, but when situation came in my life, I understood that okay, I still have some certain things that I don't accept myself. And when again worked on that, I have seen better results. I'll tell you an example. Even after becoming a trainer, every session would be new. Okay, every session there is a new experience for as a trainer. So I have been becoming much more confident by each and every session. But somewhere inside me there was something which is pinching. I was not satisfied. I wanted to give their 100%, but I'm not giving 100%. I'm giving some 70, 75%. Something is missing. I'm happy. Even the people who are attending my sessions, they're also happy, but still something is glitching inside me. Other people doesn't know that, but only I know, right? I know that something is missing. When I sat into this activity, I did it. When I was calm, I just sat calm without any disturbance. It's not like a meditation. I just close my eyes and just went through what is stopping me. It's not satisfying me, right? When I question back what is not satisfying, I have been experiencing in my office where I was working. I was experiencing some kind of situation where people used to see me in a very low way. Means like a layman. I didn't have much good opinion there in the office. Some situation happened, some mistakes happened. Because of that, they are looking down to me. So somewhere there is a low self trust in my office environment, and it is affecting there in my trainings. You see, it's very strange, right? We don't even expect that is office, this is spiritual session, why this is affecting this one. But the person who is facing both are same, right? So somewhere here there is some low self trust on myself. But when I come here, I'm very confident because I know the subject. I have been dealing with so many times. So I come here, but somewhere deep down, I still don't accept myself because there something went wrong. So that's why it is reflecting here. Subconscious, and subconsciously, it will be reflecting there. You don't need to, you will not, you'll not able to explain what exactly is troubling you. You can't explain that. But still, that confidence and that utmost openness will not come. And then when I started silently observing that, okay, accepting myself, what I am, what I did mistake, did I really did any mistake? No, it's all just about people's opinion on me. Did I really do any mistake? If yes, yes, are you ready to work on it? I said for myself, yes, I am ready to work on it. Then why are you feeling low? What is there to feel low? Even though you are less knowledgeable, less skillful, you know even though you are not looking good, or even though if you are not competent enough, it's okay, because that is how you have been designed. In nature, each and every person are unique. Are you accepting your uniqueness? How much are we accepting us? No, we are not accepting. I have seen another example. So few years back, we all, our school friends, we thought of a reunion. We thought of meeting at one event of one of our friends wedding was happening, and we thought of meeting there. And we all met there, and one of our friend was not present in that event. So later I spoke to him, and I came to know that, I asked him, and everything was going fine. I knew that he got married, and I asked him, how was your married life going? He said that I was divorced. And I asked, is that is the reason why you didn't come? He said yes. So what is stopping him is, when he comes to events, people will look at him in a very uh, different way. Okay, this guy is divorced. They will pity him. They will look into in the form of pitying him, and he doesn't like it. And when I asked him, do you see yourself like that? Do you pity yourself? He said no. then what is stopping you? What we all do this because we think that other people are seeing us in a very, in a wrong way or something. So many things will be running in our mind. When you ask, when you question, we always say other people are doing seeing like this, other people will pity me, other people will blame me, other people will do these things to me. But actually what is happening, we believe that other people are might not be the same, but everything is running here in our mind, so that we are not accepting that first. If I'm divorced, it's okay, accept. It's a part of your life journey. You have lessons to learn. Don't see that as a failure. When you accept yourself, it will be like a lessons. You will learn from your mistakes. If you see that as a failure, then guilt will come. There is two different things: lessons or failures. That's why we all say failures are lessons. When you see that in terms of failure, then you will have a low self worth for yourself. You will feel that I'm very, I'm very bad guy. I'm very self worth, low self worth guy. I shouldn't be like this. Your low self worth, you can't work on anything else. If you have that, if you are not completely accepting yourself, you can't even start self growth. Even in Bhagavad Gita, it has been said, Shudram Hrudaya Dhaurpalyam, means seeing yourself in a very low state is the most worst thing that you can do for yourself. Keep hand on your heart and just feel that you are part of this creation. Since you are part of this creation, you are such a wonderful creation on this earth. You might have all negatives, it's okay. You might have done 100 nasty things in your past, okay. Have you learned from that mistakes? Yes. Then keep going. When you see yourself as a, bad guy or a low self-worth guy, I'm not good enough, these things were there even for me in the office experience. And later on, when I spoke to myself, and when I said, okay, Nikhil, it's okay to be like that. Nothing happens. From there, I have learned so many lessons, wonderful lessons I have learned. You learned, right? You have improved. Great. All those learnings are part of your training. It will be useful for your training. Use that knowledge. I've said to myself, and from then, my confidence level has shifted to a next level. I'm much more confident. Even though something goes wrong, if someone comes to me and say that, Nikhil, your voice is sometimes low, we couldn't hear you. The way you are explaining is a little bit complicated. If they still also, I'll happily accept it. Okay, is it fine? Okay, is there anything to improve? I'll ask them. No wrong in that. So if I don't accept myself, what will happen? If someone gives me some feedback, I'll say, Arey, is it my voice is very low? Arey, I'm bad at my voice. So I am considering that as a failure. That is not growth. If I consider that as a lesson, I'll grow. So if I want to consider that as a lesson, first of all, I have to accept my current situation as it is. Completely accept your existence. From there, any growth starts from there. If that doesn't happen, it seems like growth is happening, but it will hinder at one point of time, because there you didn't completely accept. Even though when I'm pursuing my career as a trainer, I was doing good, but somewhere I was not satisfied, right? Somewhere something is pinching me. And when I identified that and then worked on it, later on the experience was completely different. From now, every session would be completely different. Maybe in future something again, there will be a blocker where I might be needing to work on. Then I have to work on. So the second thing is, first, completely accept your existence, accept your current state, what you are. It is not to, if you make something wrong, you don't, it is not for covering up your mistake. Yeah, I'm good, I didn't do that mistake. No, you should be open to accept that mistake. Yes, I did that mistake. I'm really sorry. I will learn from that mistake. Are you able to say that? If you are able to say that, then your emotional intelligence starts from there. If you're not able to say, it means that fear is holding you. You are not dare enough to accept your mistake. You know, there something is there. Every emotion speaks something in you. Emotions are you. If I understand a particular person's strong emotion, I can say what he is. Means we can figure out what kind of personality he is or she is. If I deep dig into that 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 important that emotion is in our life. But how we see, we give the least importance to it. Whenever there is some emotion, we'll skip it, or we will try to escape from that, and will think that this is a very nasty emotion. We don't even respect that. And when you try to experience that to the fullest, you will get rid of withholding that emotion. So few people you might have seen in your experience also, people who ever have quarreled with each other, they will carry it for years, not just days, years. They'll not leave that hatred or kind of anger over that person. So these kind of holding that emotion for a long time is also not emotional intelligent, and holding that fear without expressing is also the other extreme, not even expressing or holding it for a longer period of time. Both extremes are not intelligent. Expressing it for a certain period of time and then just cutting it down, becoming a new person again, experiencing a new emotion again, experiencing it, cutting it down, and again making refining it. Every moment you are refining your emotions there. If you want to refine your emotions, you have to express it. Without expressing, how you will know that where you are stuck in? Without expressing your fear, in the example which I told in my experience, if I didn't face that fear, I would have not known what all things are making me fear. If I stand on dais, what is making me fear? Are the eyes of the audience who are looking at me is making fear? Okay, I experienced it, how it would be if I stand on the dais. Once I started experiencing it, that fear is also getting reduced, and my confidence also, fear is reducing, confidence is increasing. This happens. Every emotion is like that. Anger is also like that. When you are facing anger, you don't know how to communicate. That's the reason. When you understand the reason, and the third thing that you need to do, the first thing is what? Never skip or escape from your emotion. Experience it. And the second thing is completely accept your current existence, current state of your existence. Whatever you might be less skillful, you might be uh, in number of things, whatever it may be. You list out whatever it may be, just accept it, that you are a beautiful creation. From then you will start experiencing the betterment of your life, whatever it may be, your spiritual growth, your meditation. A meditation will help you to do this. That is why we need meditation. What happens in meditation? We all have pancha kosha, means five bodies. In yogic in yogic knowledge, it is clearly mentioned. We all see this physical body alone, but we also have four other bodies which are very subtle. There are other frequencies, like pranamaya kosha, which is a prana. All our internal organs are working with some energy, right? So there is a kind of power supply. How it is working with that prana shakti? So that is a sheath which is covering outside our body, which is called as a pranamaya kosha. And we also have manomaya kosha. Manomaya kosha is nothing but all the feelings, emotions, all so-called emotions are in that. So when you are meditating, we are receiving ultimately the cosmic energy all over your all five pancha koshas, and it will get cleared up. All those emotional blocks or whatever it may be will get cleared up. And in terms of mind, what will happen? Any emotion when you are facing, the response time will be there, right? Immediately you don't react. You take a bit short time so that your mind will be very aware, it will respond. That short time of gap, meditation will give you, the practice of meditation will give you. You don't immediately react to it, because you are not in this high frequency or low frequency, you are in a moderate frequency, that you will understand. High frequency of energy emotions are there. Anger is a high frequency energy. You lose a lot of energy. You need a lot of energy to spend. And low frequencies of energy is like sadness, disappointment, or those things. So you'll not be in this low or high, you will always be in the mid path. You can go to any of this energy just consciously when you practice meditation. That's what happens in meditation. And when you understand why that emotion is coming, and the third thing that you need to do, first two things are there, and finally coming to the third thing, along with practice of meditation, you question yourself. When you are, you can journal yourself. You identify what is your dominant emotion, and when you journal yourself why this emotion is coming, why, you will get some answer, right? Why this emotion? Let's say, for example, for me, in my example, why this fear of stage is there for me. When I question that, let's say, for example, I get an answer. People who are sitting there are looking at me, all eyes are gazing at me, so that is making me fear. What happens if all the eyes are gazing at you? Question it again. Then again I'll get some answer. Okay, all those people will start judging me. Okay, this guy is doing some drama, this guy is doing some overaction. This kind of comments I'll get. Okay, what if you are getting that comment? Again question. For that answer you question it again. What will happen if you get that question? So if you keep on questioning for that answers that you are getting, at one point of time you will stop, you can't write anymore. That's the area where you have to underline and focus on that. Finally, what will happen, for fear, I'm telling you, there will not be any reason there, actually, which is stopping you. It's all about your mind, which is saying all those things. And finally, when you, from that point where you don't have any answer, you fix that, you underline that, and that point you rewire your mind saying that this is just a myth. You keep telling that. You tell your mind that this is just a myth. It's all what you have underlined, that is only here. If you remove that and throw it away and do what you wanted to do, result will be completely different. Why I'm asking you to write down is, when you write down, you will have much more clarity. Otherwise, your fear will be vague. You don't know why things are coming. All things will be, clumsy, and you don't know what exactly is causing you fear. When you write it down, it will be very clear that, okay, this is the point. Okay, so what? This is the point. Again, so what? Question. At one point of time, there is no answers. Underline that and keep it in mind that, okay, this underlined word, this underlined reason is not the actual reason at all. This is there here because it came from here. When you take it away and do what you want to do, you will experience the real, response. I did that day when I started overcoming my fear. I stood up into the dais. When I was speaking, I came to know what all things I have to actually improve. And at one point of time, one beautiful thing which I learned is, as a trainer, when I started doing it, I'm not here for getting appraisals from whoever is listening. Once I become trainer, my job is to, you know, get the knowledge and experience that I have experienced and make that experience useful for you, for the audience. That is my job. That I have to do it 100%. That's my job, right? I am not here to impress anyone. If I think that I am impressing someone, then I'll wait for good comments. And if someone is not giving you, I'll feel less confident. I can't perform. So my mind shift was changed that time. It's like an underline. I underlined that, saying that, okay, I am not here for people's appraisal. I am here for adding value to people's life. This gave me strongest mindset here. I kept that mindset, and with that mindset only, I walked onto the dais. And then I gave best of best. So here is everything is here. We need to understand and change that rewiring. Just a rewiring, if you change it, the strong emotion will change. Why emotional intelligence is very important is, we all say affirmations works, right? Affirmations, when you say affirmations, I'm very confident, I'm very confident, I'm very confident, if I go on to the dais, will I be very confident? No. Why? My strong emotion is still fear there. Even if I say affirmations, your strong emotion is not driving you to be confident. So affirmation will work once you change this mindset. When once you change this emotion, then everything will work out. That is the root. Once I changed my mindset to, okay, I am not here to get the appraisal from audience, I am here to add value to audience, it gave me so much emotional strength there. Okay, I have to do my job. My job is a trainer. I am not here to impress people. My job is to give my best subject. That is why I'm here. I have to do that. When I realized that, so much emotional strength came to me. Fear was nowhere. Just with that emotional strength, I don't need even affirmations. Affirmations is an add-on. I don't even need affirmations there. So emotion is the strongest driving force for every one of us to whatever you wanted to do in life. If the emotion is strong, only then you can do it. If emotion is not there for that work, you can't do it. Even though if it is very passionate work, your life ambition, you wanted to achieve it, you have so much love towards that work, but still somewhere your emotion is not supporting to it. If you fix that one, then you will go with a new energy, double or 10 times of energy. You can do it because your emotion is also opened up to support you. So that's how emotions are very important. So the three things: first thing is, never escape or skip from the emotion. The second thing is, accept your present existence completely. And the third thing is, question what is stopping you. Question your emotion. Whenever there is a dominant emotion, question it, write it down. Three things will work. This is my experience. This came into my experience, which I worked, and it worked 100%. So this is what I just wanted to share with you all today. So I hope this added some value.
Definitely. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Lots of
Thank you so much.
things. And can I ask one quick question? Or
Yes, yes, please.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes what happens, if anything happens and it lock in the mind, like, and I'm thinking how I can unlock this thing. I'm just thinking about that, how to unlock that repetition. The same thing will come and come repetitively in the mind. So, and to some extent, your explanation give an answer, but even though, can you please highlight the more about that? It's a
Yeah, sure.
continuous, and I'm thinking to how I can unlock this locked, printed
Understood.
information.
Understood.
I think you
So
understand
you
what
are
I'm
going to the first time when you explained also, I was able to identify that. So you are talking about the chain of
saying.
emotional
Uh-huh.
reactions coming again and again and again, right? So
Yeah,
this
same thing
is why it
repeated.
is coming again and again is repetitive thing is happening only because we didn't find a solution and we didn't work on it. It's like a syllabus. If you
Mhm.
keep it pending, it will keep on again coming and coming and coming until we learn it. Because see, each one of us, when we take birth, we have a certain purpose in the sense, its purpose is not correctly understood in these days. Purpose means they think that career, pursuing a career and successfully being, that is the purpose. That's not the purpose. Purpose means we all have certain things that we need to work upon. Let's say, for example, fear. For me, in this, maybe in this lifetime, overcoming fear of addressing the public, I have overcome now. So if I didn't overcome, if that is my purpose in this lifetime, if I didn't overcome, my life will be situations in my life will be created multiple times, again and again and again. Situations will be creating in my life which is related to fear, because that is my purpose. I am not learning from that situation. That's the reason why it is again and again coming. Life is again showing me that, again showing me that, again showing me that, till I learn that it will keep on showing me. Once I start figuring out, okay, this fear is happening because of some reason why this fear is happening. Okay, that's why I told to question. When you question that particular emotion why it is happening, you will definitely get the answer. And added on, you are also meditation, you are practicing meditation will definitely help you, because you are connecting to your source in meditation. So you are becoming empty, and then when you sit into meditation, don't think about emotions and all. You just go blank. That's it. Focus on your breath, go blank. And once you wake up after meditation, just put a question to yourself. Just don't worry about again keep thinking about it. You will get answer definitely. In some activity, if you are very mindful, you will get an answer definitely. So you think that what is that which is stopping me from coming out of this emotion? Even you can journal it. Whatever the third activity I have given, you can journal it. You will definitely find one proper answer. And once you start implementing that, in my experience, as I said, when I wrote that, what is stopping me? I'm not here for people's appraisal. I'm here for what? Adding value to life. This is what I started implementing, right? I started implementing that, and so on. I was able to overcome my fear very easily. Similar way, the emotion which is circulating you in your life, when you start questioning it why it is happening, and when you write it down point by point, maybe for now today, if you write one answer, it might be right for you today. Tomorrow again, if you write it, it will be different. You might get new answers also. So keep on writing, and you put some effort to write why it is happening, why this question. You ask some question, you will get some answer. For that answer again you question, okay, why this is like that, till you get clarity. At one point you will get clarity, and you have to start implementing it, even if it is difficult. If you start implementing it, then that chain of reactions are there, right? Repetitiveness, you will come out, you will break that circle. Slowly situations will also stop reducing, because you are learning and you are growing there. This kind of experience I had, in my experience, I'll tell you, in one of my past companies where I was working, I was a little disturbed with my team leader. So he was very rude and rash, and I was not comfortable with him. I just changed my company. I came to other company. There, team lead was good, but the boss above him was not so, cooperative. And again, I changed from that company, and now currently I'm in a company. Now the team is also not cooperative. Team leader is not cooperative, and also the boss.
Huh?
See my situation. What I have to do, in the first instance, I would have worked there itself to fix that situation. But what I did, I escaped.
Ah.
I escaped and went to another organization. Situation was worse there. I didn't even learn there. I skipped again, and now it is becoming bigger. Now there is no chance. I have to face. What not? Corporate politics. You just name me one corporate politics. Everything will be there here. You name something, it will be there in mind. Everything is there here. Package. But still, I am surviving here without getting affected, undisturbed. That's what I said. No, in the past experience, something is going wrong in my team that is affecting my self confidence. When I started working on it again, it helped me even in my office space. People are getting affected. I am cool, chill. That's how when you fix here, things will be changing there. Even the situations are changing there. It was worst before. Now it is changing there. Everything is changing. Even the relationship with the team is changing. Relationship with the team leader is changing. So if I would have not fixed here, and if I would have skipped to other company, my situation would have been much more worst. At least I fixed in the third place. So this chain of reaction will happen for everyone, not just you, ma'am. Everyone. We all, there will be something which we have to learn in this lifetime. If you are not learning, life will not leave us. Maybe not, maybe it might reduce now. After few years or few months, again it will come up. There you have to learn.
And
So there's a chain of things.
yeah,
We
and
have
like
one thing is we have to start working on it. Yes.
yes. And one like example of the repeating things, like if I watch any news and if there is a lots of violence, and that's why I don't want to watch the news very often, because those events repeatedly in the mind comes repeatedly like a it's, and also the mind start to make a story
More.
of it.
So
Yeah.
yes.
And then I said, oh no, I'm aware of it. And but it's very hard to remove that locked information. So
So
that is
that's
also.
what we also have to be, mindful. When we are into this kind of meditation and spiritual practices, we should be very mindful that how much we are involving ourselves into what kind of activities.
Mhm.
So office is not avoidable, and the family can't be avoided. These are the major priority things that we need to handle. Apart from this, for this itself, involving mind, managing things itself is a challenging thing. Once we started investing our mind into something which is not required, like watching the reels which is having so much, crime or something, it's getting disturbed. Already it is having enough energy to handle all the things, but we are giving some more energy to see unnecessary things. Instead of that, you can see something which is useful. It will be adding energy to your, everyday life. See something which is useful to handle your everyday life in a very effective way, then it is a add-on for you. Instead of that, if we invest our mind into something which is not necessary, again you're draining unknowingly somewhere. You meditate for so long, you receive so
Mhm.
much energy, we have to spend it in a wiser way, right? So if
Uh-huh.
you see something which is not related, not at all necessary for you, then it will definitely disturb you. You will lose energy there. So you should be
Yeah.
mindful.